Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. Today we're going to talk about a 1994 pirate movie. Well, sort of a pirate movie, thus pirate theme. Produced by Tim Burton, was going to be directed by Tim Burton until he got offered Ed Wood, so he went off. And then it got directed by Andy Resnick, who's more of a writer, but it's his only movie. So let's review Cabin Boy.
Am I missing something here?
Holy shit in a handbasket. This moron got on the wrong boat.
This is not the Queen Catherine?
Kid, we're just here to catch fish and stink.
Mostly the latter.
This movie starts out at the Stephen Wood Finishing School, where the choir boys are singing, and Nathaniel gets a letter from Daddy and he reads it. The students are giving presentations, but I don't believe Nathaniel is well liked.
Very few of these exist today, and those that do either reside in museums or in the possession of extraordinarily rich young men who happen to have rather large penises.
He's graduated school now, and he's off to go home and take over his dad's hotel. But he pissed off the limo driver and gets stranded. So he has to walk the road, and he goes to the wrong port, meets some interesting characters.
You know what you are? You're one of those little, fancy lads, aren't you? Boy, you're cute. Would you like to buy a monkey?
No, I don't want to buy a monkey.
Are you sure?
No, I'm on my way.
He gets directed to a ship, not the right ship, but he's too dense to realize it. He thinks it's like a theme cruise. And solid cast of crew that shows up. I recognize a lot of those actors. Once the captain shows up, they head out to sea and get drunk, which is what you do when you're on a fishing boat. And then he goes to sleep, wakes up, spooning Nathaniel, and they figure it out. Well, he's stuck on that boat for a while and he doesn't get along with the crew, except maybe Kenny. And he convinces Kenny that night when everybody goes to sleep that the captain needs a vacation and that they should change course to Hawaii. So Kenny just plots a straight course through there. Doesn't work out so well.
Maybe I should drop anchor.
Well, do you think that'll help?
I don't know.
What am I supposed to...
Don't worry. It seems a lot worse than it is.
What?
Seas get rough and the storm gets so bad that Kenny gets knocked overboard and drowns. When the captain comes up, they realize they're in hell's bucket and Nathaniel's the one that convinced them to change course. The next day, we see the ship has seen some better days. The captain tells Nathaniel that he's their new cabin boy and he gives him all the worst jobs. But even then, they still get tired of him, so they put him on watch, which is on a little raft that's like 2 miles out. That's how long the rope is.
I know what you're thinking. What could be stranger than a big, fat-ass floating cupcake? Hey, see you around, buddy. That's a cute kid.
After a few days in the heat and lack of food, he starts to go mad and falls into the sea. But he runs into Chocki, the shark man. He helps him. The ship's figurehead keeps changing. It's Ricki, a talk show host that's no longer relevant. Grew a beard. Each time they're in a different kind of environment in the sea, it changes. His face is all cracked. Good paint job. Nathaniel and the captain have a good bonding talk until he's told to fuck off because he's annoying as shit. And then Nate swabs the decks until he sees a babe overboard, so he nets her.
What the hell are you doing?
Thank heavens. There's still some life left in her after all. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. I owe you one. Oh, here. Willkommen.
She was trying to swim across the world and she meets the crew, and you think a bunch of old sea hags would be very happy to see this attractive young woman. But I guess she's very annoying to them, so they plan to ditch her on the island when they dock for repairs along with the cabin boy. And then the ship starts to shake because Sharky doesn't like how the crew's treating Nathaniel, throwing beer cans at him and making him dance. But he kind of deserved it.
What the hell's that?
I'm afraid to say it.
Chocki. He must have sensed we were kind of debasing the kid a little bit. Now he's pissed.
The ship then drifts into some icy territory because in Hell's Bucket, well, you can have every environment possible. In fact, there's even icebergs, but they're not really icebergs.
Whoa, mama. I don't know how to break it to you guys, but you're about to make a new friend.
What's she lipping off about now?
They battle it and they manage to defeat it with hot coffee. And we finally see the ship's name, the Filthy Whore. Classic. They get to the island and Nate continues to have no success trying to hook up with Trina. So he asks the captain for some advice and they got a solution for him.
They say there's a woman on this very island who's helped many a green young cabin boy come of age, and
blossom. In other words, she'll clean your pipe 6 ways to Sunday.
When I return, I shall be a cabin man.
So Nathaniel journeys off to meet Calli, and he climbs a giant mountain and he enters a cave. She's got a nice pad and 6 arms, but he must first answer 3 riddles. But he's really dumb, so he doesn't get any of them, and she takes pity on him, so she's gonna sleep with him and make him a man.
Come on over here, honey. You've managed to charm me with your moronic innocence.
Great.
Freshly renewed and full of confidence, Nate exits the cage and gives us the most memorable line of this movie.
These pipes are clean!
He goes off to see Trina, and she notices right away his confidence, and they do it.
You look so strong, confident.
I'm now going to show you everything that I've been taught. I only pray that I'm not thrown off by your lack of 4 additional arms.
Calli's husband Mulligan arrives home from work. He works in the office on the island selling office supplies. Naturally, that's what you would do on an island. And he's pissed somebody was in his place, and in his wife. Nate and Trina realize that they're getting ditched after they had sex, and they see the ship flying off, but Mulligan also thinks they're the ones that had sex with his wife. So he goes off to kill the ship. Did I mention he's a giant?
As your recently trained lover, I'm ordering you to assist me.
No man's ever talked to me like that. I actually like it.
Jeez, okay. Keep it in your pants for 5 seconds, will you, honey? Come on, we're on an official rescue mission here. Let's go.
Nate gets out there riding Trina because she's a good swimmer, and, he stands on her and just holds the reins. And he fights the giant. And he also doesn't do too well, so Chocki has to help him out. Eventually, he manages to get the giant's belt off and strangle him. Like, that's the first time he's had to do that. I mean, you're all on an island. You're going to try new things. After he's defeated the giant, he's earned his crew's respect because he saved their lives. And they drop him off in Hawaii. And they all say their fond farewells to him. Even Trina. She says it's just not going to work out. They're from 2 different worlds. He finally goes to see his dad at the hotel, the business he's supposed to take over, and his dad's pretty disappointed in him. Smells of the sea, he says. Nathan, well, he just carved out his own little niche in this world and says, I don't need this shit. And he goes off and he finds Trina, tells her he'd rather spend his life with her living with his dysfunctional sea family and nothing else. And apparently that's enough of a selling point for her.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you. At sea. With the crew of the filthy whore.
Oh, Nathaniel. Your words melt like butter in my brain.
So they swim out to the ship. The end. I mean, this had a $10 million budget and only made 3.7. It wasn't going to make a lot of money. It's an off-brand comedy, kind of derivative from a SNL skit. In fact, the writers were from SNL, the actors were from SNL. A lot of them worked for NBC. David Letterman even showed up. I mean, come on. I like Chris Elliott in this as Nathan Mayweather. I mean, he was pretty annoying, but he was meant to be. I mean, this is meant to be a bad comedy, so if you thought it was bad when you watch it, well, guess what? That's what it's meant to be.
Just wanted to stop by and say, hang in there. You're doing a hell of a job.
Very kind of you, Kenny.
Well, keep up the good work. Bonsoir.
Andy Richter sure got to show off some acting chops in this. Not really. He just stood there and said lines and acted really dumb, but, he was in it. Melora Walters played Trina in this. I thought she did a pretty good job. She's super cute. She played hard to get, and then she just kind of gave up because, the idiot became charming and confident, so why not? Who else was on that ship? Let's just be honest about that. James Gammon played Pops. I remember him being the coach in Major League Baseball. That was a good movie. Should go check that one out. Brion Doyle-Murray played Skunk. Pretty recognizable actor, back from the days of Caddyshack, Christmas Vacation, Wayne's World. I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff. I really enjoyed seeing Byron James in this. I mean, you know him from Blade Runner, Fifth Element, Striking Distance. Oh man, this guy is the most amazing IMDb. He's been a bad guy and an asshole so many times, but I still enjoy seeing him. In the end, I don't think you're going to see a lot of people giving reviews out there saying that this is a good movie, but there is enjoyment to be had. I enjoyed it. The practical effects were fun. The ridiculous scenarios. Half man, half shark, Sharky. Come on. You got a living fucking head pose for the boat. It was fun. And then you had these two heads blowing wind at them. That was ridiculous, but it was practical. It's neat to see some of the old special effects, how they used to do it.
I'm always flattered when a psychotic becomes smitten with me.
No problem. But, not another peep. Zip, boop. You need your rest. We'll continue this tomorrow. Besides, you're kind of wearing me out with your incessant babblings in my ear all night. Yada, 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 yada.
I thought Nathaniel was very annoying in this. Could have been done a different way. They could have taken a comedy for a bunch of SNL writers. They could have taken a comedy in another direction. So it would have been more enjoyable that way. I didn't really laugh out loud that much, but I didn't really laugh that much at all. But it's still an enjoyable film. So check it out if you want to watch something that you probably would never watch on your own. And as always, thanks for watching.